Another episode of the Big Donch Show. I'm glad to be here. Just want to say Happy New Year already. 2023 was great for this YouTube. I got water here, by the way. 2023 was great for the new year already. We saw a lot of great stuff. In the sports world. So it's 2024 now. First episode of 2024. We have a lot of big things coming in 2024. Stay tuned for that. But I'm happy. Steelers got the dub. Week 17 of the NFL season. We're going to be recapping today. Let's work. All right, let's start with Thursday game. Browns-Jets. Browns win 37-20. Let me put my glasses on because let me tell you, my eyes are terrible. I usually try not to wear my glasses much because of the glare. But listen, I'm sorry. I'll figure that out, But yeah, I can't see crap, to be honest. Either way, Browns versus Jets. Also point out, Steelers won. Browns 37-20. Browns are going to be 11-5 now. So Joe Flacco, what he's doing is crazy. 309 yards, 3 touchdowns, and an interception. He's looking like the comeback player of the year. Okay, I'll take these glasses off. I don't like the glare. 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. What he's doing is crazy. He's playing like the comeback player of the year. They're going to give us DeMar Hamlin, obviously with the situation. But, alrighty, I think that Joe Flacco had a chance to really be up there, though, for comeback player of the year. He turns the ball over quite a bit. But for a 40-year-old man coming off the couch to lead a team like the Browns to the playoffs, to 11-5 record, he didn't do it the whole way. But he turned that season around because they were struggling. They were struggling with Deshaun Watson and their other quarterback. I can't think of the name right now, but they were struggling already. Joe Flacco comes in off the couch, and he's doing a lot of work. So it's definitely cool to see. Trevor Siemian, 261 yards and a touchdown interception. Jets season's over. It sucks because I was actually looking forward to the Jets this year with Aaron Rodgers. Already a healthy team. I thought this team, they looked pretty good last year with Zach Wilson. Aaron Rodgers takes over, 3-time MVP or 4-time MVP. I can't remember, but he's multiple-time MVP, one of the best quarterbacks ever. I thought this would be legit. Goes down like literally the first drive. I think next year though they should be better if everybody stays intact. They stay true. Offensive line needs to improve. They better go heavy in the draft with the offensive line. Whatever draft picks they have. But that's really it. Browns are going to be moving on. They clinch playoffs. Okay, they're probably going to, not take the division, but they're going to get the best seed in the wild card. So, I hate the Browns, okay, because of the fans act the way they have. But I'll admit, they're good. Saturday, what a crazy game. Cowboys and Lions. Cowboys win 2019. Obviously, the ineligible formation or whatever the call was. I don't remember what the call was. The lineman didn't report as eligible. There was been a lot of confusion. Apparently he did, showed footage. The referee said that apparently that you have to, not 2 people can do it at once. It has to be 1 individual. I don't know. What the Lions should have did was just kick the extra point after that flag. Okay, the flag, it wasn't a great flag if you think, okay, fine. You're on the 8-yard line or 7-yard line. Just kick the extra point. Go for 2 against crazy. I think that was a bad decision by Dan Campbell, who is, I think, one of the best coaches in the league right now. Already, he has a case to make Coach of the Year. But that decision to not kick the extra point and go for 2 still from the 8 or 7-yard line, that's not a good call. That's not a good call at all. Just kick the extra point, go in the overtime, see what you can do. Jared Goff, 271 yards, a touchdown, 2 interceptions, but he had that drive. That was a great drive by him to score, had a chance to tie it up. Dak Prescott, 345 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Montgomery, 65 yards on the ground with a touchdown. CeeDee Lamb for the Cowboys, playing great football. 13 receptions, 227 yards, and a touchdown. He's looking like a top 3 wide receiver in the league right now. He picked it up big time. During the second half of the season. Okay, absolutely. Tony Pollard, what an average, oh my goodness. I drafted him in fantasy, 2nd round. He's my 2nd pick. I thought he was coming off a great year last year. I thought he's going to get some more receptions out of the backfield. He's been so average. They got rid of Zeke. Zeke's actually having a pretty solid year with the Patriots. It's all a miss there. Amon-Ra St. Brown do what he does. 6 receptions, 90 yards, and a touchdown. So both teams are 11-5. They're both in the playoffs. But Cowboys, though, they have a chance to actually clinch the division. Did not see that happening. But they actually might win the division. Depends on next week. They got to win. Eagles got to lose. All right, Texans, 26, Titans 3. Texans, they're battling with the Colts and the Jaguars for the division. C.J. Stroud's back, 213 yards and a touchdown. He's going to be the offensive rookie of the year. Texans are 9-7. Ryan Tannehill played. Will Levis is hurt, 168 yards only. So no touchdowns by the Titans. Derrick Henry, 42 yards rushing. DeAndre Hopkins, 72 yards receiving. Nico Collins, 80 yards receiving for the Texans. And Devin Singletary, 80 yards. So, Texans, they got to hope for the Colts and Jaguars to lose. And then they got to win. Okay, Bears, they're looking good now. They're looking good. 37-17 over the Falcons. Falcons just choked their spot now. They had a chance for the NFC South. Taylor Heineke, their quarterback situation is so bad. So bad. Whether it's Ritter or Heineke, their quarterback situation is bad. They got to draft somebody, go after somebody. They can't be rocking with that. Taylor Heineke had 1 touchdown for 3 interceptions. Justin Fields, 268 yards and a touchdown. Khalil Herbert, 124 yards and a touchdown. DJ Moore, 159 yards and a touchdown. What the Bears need to do is stick with Justin Fields. I think that he could be all right with the Bears. Stick with Justin Fields, alrighty? And then draft. Here's me. I can't think of that exact lineup. They secured the number 1 spot. They secured the first round pick. I'm going Marvin Harrison. That's what I'm doing. Marvin Harrison, first pick. Alright, and I think they have a 4th. Let's see the Bears draft quick. Bears draft picks 2024. I think they have two first round picks. I'm gonna look quick. They do have the first round pick. That's guaranteed. I don't know. I thought they had the 4th. I don't know. I thought I saw on Instagram or something that they had the 4th pick. But either way, Marvin Harrison Jr., go after him. Go after Marvin Harrison Jr. They could be all right. They could be all right. Justin Fields, not saying he's the absolute answer, but he's not their problem right now. He's not their problem. I think they could solve a lot more problems. I feel like they could win playoff games, win more games with Justin Fields as long as they have more weapons. Cole Kmet, solid tight end. DJ Moore, still going to be that wide receiver 1 next year. But have Marvin Harrison Jr., the best wide receiver in college football, best wide receiver going into the draft. Get him. Don't pass up on him. Defense is pretty solid too. Ravens absolutely destroying the Dolphins. Lamar Jackson secured his MVP spot basically. 321 yards, 5 touchdowns. Okay, 5 touchdowns against the Dolphins. Embarrassed the 49ers last week. Embarrassed the Dolphins this week. 2 great NFL teams. It's impressive what Lamar does. So like I said, 321 yards, 5 touchdowns. Gus Edwards, 68 yards and a touchdown. Zay Flowers, playing good football, 106 yards and a touchdown. As a rookie, he's going to be there. Star receiver. Tua Tagovailoa, 237 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. A-Chain, 107 yards. Tyreek Hill, he not only lost his MVP chances, but his Offensive Player of the Year chances over the past 3 weeks. All right, I think Christian McCaffrey will be the Offensive Player of the Year. He's hurt. He's not going to be played in the next week, okay? But I think he did enough to win Offensive Player of the Year while Lamar Jackson wins MVP. That's just me. So Ravens 56-19. Jeez. Baltimore Ravens are 13-3 now. They're going to get the 1 seed in the AFC. They play the Steelers next week. They're going to be playing their bench players. Common sense. That's going to be a must-win game for us, though. Must-win game for us. So Ravens looking like the best team in the NFL overall. I mean, 56-19 against the Dolphins, and they blew out the 49ers last week. That's solid. That's solid. Saints 23, Buccaneers 13. This game was a must-win game for both of them because both of them now are 8-8. Like, this is battling for the weakest division in football, which is the NFC South. Alrighty. Saints, this was a huge win for them on the road. Buccaneers should have won this. At home, they should have won it. They should have won it. Baker Mayfield, a little inconsistent lately. 39 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Derek Carr, alright, he's inconsistent too, but he played good. He's on the good side of inconsistent right now. 197 yards and 2 touchdowns. Jamal Williams, leading rusher, 58 yards. Jawan Johnson had a touchdown. Trey Palmer, receiving yards for the Buccaneers now. He had a touchdown. Mike Evans, 70 yards. Chris Godwin, 81 yards and a touchdown. That was a must-win game. I mean, next week's going to matter for them, for both of them. I'm assuming, I don't know, if both teams win next week. Buccaneers have the Panthers. That's a winnable game. Okay, who did the Saints got? Let's see what the Saints got. Saints got the Falcons at home. So, Buccaneers have an easier game. Okay, they have an easier game. The Falcons aren't that good, but didn't the Falcons beat the Saints earlier in the year? That's pretty embarrassing. So, Saints need to pull through. I'm rooting for the. I don't know. It's hard. I'm rooting for the Saints because, I saw a Saints versus Panthers game last year in person when I was in New Orleans. I'm not a Saints fan or Panthers fan, but the tickets were like $20, so I was like, sure, why not? It was actually a pretty boring game, but ended up being good at the end. Saints won by a field goal, or Panthers won by a field goal. I can't even remember. That was last year. Both teams were out of playoff spots, but I don't know. I want to see Derek Carr try to revive his career. Same thing with Baker Mayfield, though. But, Buccaneers had their shine. Saints, they're trying to get back. I personally, how about this? I don't care who wins. But it's important. An important win for both of them. Bills, 27. Patriots, 21. Patriots, though, they play good against good teams. I would know. Beat the Broncos. And then almost beat the Bills. Josh Allen, 169 yards, interception. I just don't get it. He's like a modern day Brett Favre. He's a very good quarterback. Top 5 in my opinion. But he turns the ball over way too much. Every week I feel like he's throwing an interception. I know that because I had him in fantasy. Alrighty? He does what he could. He did have 2 rushing touchdowns. Okay, he makes up for on the ground. He's still a good quarterback. No doubt about it. Bills are creeping up though. Bailey Zappi for the Patriots. 209 yards, 3 interceptions, no touchdowns. Their quarterback situation's a mess too. Proven once again. People jump on the gun way too quick with who's the answer, who's not. Bailey Zappi against the Steelers. Oh, but he's the answer. No. Your answer is not in Patriots in New England right now. Or in Massachusetts. It's not. In the draft. I don't know who they're going to get. Caleb Williams, Drake May, Bo Nix. I don't know. They got to draft the quarterback. Their answer is not in New England right now. Zeke, though, like I said, mentioned him earlier. Playing good football. Had a touchdown. Bailey Zappi did have a rushing touchdown. Josh Allen had 2 rushing touchdowns. Who was the other touchdown? Oh, defensive touchdown. Ed Oliver. No, maybe. I don't know. But either way. Bills, though, they're creeping up. They have a chance. They're in the wild card right now. So they got to win. Other teams got to lose. I mean, if they make the playoffs, anything could happen. I think they could do good. Cardinals with a big upset. 35-31 in Philadelphia. Kyler Murray, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Jalen Hurts, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. DeAndre Swift, 61 yards rushing. A.J. Brown, 53 yards receiving. James Conner, big game from him. Former Steeler, 128 yards and a touchdown. Okay, Eagles, they're in the playoffs, but 11-5. They have a chance to lose their division. Cardinals, stick with Kyler Murray. They need a receiver also. That receiver out of LSU. Maybe that receiver out of Florida State, I think also. Go after a receiver in the draft. I think they'll be all right. Jaguars, 26. Panthers, 0. Bryce Young, 112 yards, interception. I can't say he's a bust right now. The Panthers are a terrible team. Alright, I can't say they're a bust. But I'm not saying, Bryce Young's not a bust yet. Next year, they build a line, add another weapon. Then you can make that decision. He's not playing good football this year. But you got to look in the factors. You got to factor in. I never like to write quarterbacks off after 1 year. Already, because I look in the past. Sam Darnold's a great example. Went to the Jets, a terrible organization, struggled for a while, and his career struggled. We see it a lot with Browns quarterbacks. I feel like a lot of these Browns quarterbacks, if they went to better teams, they'd be better. But they went to Browns, a terrible organization, so their career flops. Happens a lot. I'm not going to write Bryce Young off yet. I mean, listen. Trevor Lawrence had a bad rookie year. And he's playing good. Not playing good really right now, but he picked his career up easily. Made the Pro Bowl last year, took him to the playoffs. I'm not going to write Bryce Young off yet. But Panthers got to do something. Alrighty, they gave up a lot for Bryce Young. They got to do more. Chuba Hubbard, 45 yards rushing. Adam Thielen, 38 yards receiving. Adam Thielen had a very good start to the season. I was thinking, alright, he might make the Pro Bowl this year. He's on the verge for 1,000 yards, but he kind of fell at the end. Like I said, he's not their wide receiver 1. Alrighty, Adam Thielen should not be your wide receiver 1. Very, very good wide receiver 2. But he shouldn't be your wide receiver 1. Miles Sanders, too. Great running back last year. Made the Pro Bowl. 2 carries for 10 yards. He's having a very bad year this year. It kind of sucks to see, honestly. I mean, how does that happen? Mainly because of the organization. I don't know if he got traded to the Panthers or he signed. I can't remember. But not a good decision. Colts, big win over the Raiders. They needed this. 23-20. Colts 9-7. They're in it again too. Wild card. Have a chance to win the division. Gardner Minshew, 224 yards on a touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 96 yards on a touchdown. Alec Pierce, 1 reception, 58 yards, and a touchdown. Okay. Aiden O'Connell, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zimmer White, 71 yards. Devontae Adams, 126 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Raiders, they had a big win last week against the Chiefs. They lose to the Colts. So crazy how that works, huh? Rams, 26. Giants, 25. Alright, it was funny too. I had a note. Gunner, Arjesley, I think his name is, well, for the Steelers. He was a punt returner. Literally trashed with us. Ends up returning a touchdown. But Rams, they're in it though. They're 9-7. They struggle kind of. Tyrod Taylor did what he could. Touchdown, interception. Matthew Stafford, touchdown, 2 interceptions. But Kyron Williams, go Irish. What an amazing season he's having. 87 yards and 3 touchdowns. Cooper Kupp had a touchdown off only 27 yards. Puka Nacua, best rookie wide receiver right now, probably going to be number 2 in offensive rookie of the year. 5 receptions, 118 yards. Giants, I don't know what they're going to do at quarterback. They paid Daniel Jones a lot. They're probably going to stick with him. They probably will stick with him. But, I don't know, man. San Francisco 49ers, 27. Washington Commanders, 10. Commanders, another team that could be a lot better than they are, but their coaching situation's terrible. They got to fire Ron Rivera and their defensive coordinator. Brock Purdy, 230 yards, 2 touchdowns. Elijah Mitchell had a touchdown. Brandon Ayuk had a touchdown. And then for the Commanders, Terry McLaurin, a very good receiver on a bad team. 4 receptions, 61 yards, and a touchdown. You know, I go back to what I said about George Pickens. Very talented receiver. But look how he acts. Terry McLaurin doesn't act like that on a bad team. You know, we see what happens. He shows his true colors. That's all I'm going to say. George Pickens shows his true colors when his team is struggling. Terry McLaurin, he stays humble, he stays respectful. That's all I got to say. Mason Rudolph, 274 yards. So here we go. Steelers versus Seahawks, 30-23. I'm very happy about this offense. I am happy with George Pickens. Very good receiver. No one ever doubted that. Very, very good receiver. Nobody ever doubted that. But his attitude sucks. Alrighty? I just hope he can fix it. Mason Rudolph, 274 yards. Najee Harris, 2 touchdowns. Jalen Warren had a touchdown. George Pickens, 7 receptions, 131 yards. Geno Smith, 290 yards and a touchdown. Kenneth Walker, 53 yards and a touchdown. DK Metcalf, 5 receptions, 106 yards. Seahawks 8-8 now. They lost their chances in playoffs basically. Steelers, we got to win while other teams lose. That's all I'm going to say. I didn't want us to make the playoffs because we're going to get bounced first round. Depends who we play. Our offense is picking up. I don't want to have any false hope, though. Chiefs, 25, Bengals, 17. So, Chiefs, everyone counted them out. Don't count the Chiefs out. As long as Patrick Mahomes is your quarterback and Andy Reid's your coach, never count the Chiefs out. 245 yards and a touchdown by Mahomes. Isaiah Pacheco, 130 yards rushing. Rashee Rice, 5 receptions, 127 yards. So, Rashee Rice could be a very solid receiver for them. Jake Browning, 197 yards and a touchdown. Joe Mixon, 65 yards. Jamar Chase, 41 yards. So Bengals, they lost their chances of the playoffs now. Kind of smart, right? They weren't going to go anywhere with Jake Browning. Just sucks. It is what it is. Chiefs, 10-6. They'll get the division. They'll be fine. Trust me. Listen, don't count the Chiefs out ever. That's all I got to say. Broncos, 16. Chargers, 9. Already. 224 yards and a touchdown. Jarrett Stidham had. So, I mean, they bench Russell Wilson, which I didn't want to see that. I like Russell Wilson. They kind of do him dirty, but the Broncos still win. So, I don't know what that says. Jaleel McLaughlin, 44 yards rushing. Low Jordan Humphrey, 2 receptions, 69 yards and a touchdown. Austin Eckler, kind of down year for him. 46 yards rushing. Alex Erickson, 98 yards receiving. Chargers, 5-11. Broncos, 8-8. Broncos fire their head coach. Justin Herbert's down. That's a mess of an organization. I feel like they're way too talented to be that, to play like that. That is my opinion. Packers, Vikings. Packers, 33. Vikings, 10. Jordan Love, playing very good football. Very good football. 256 yards, 3 touchdowns. Nick Mullins, 113 yards and a touchdown. Kirk Cousins, it sucks that he went down. If he didn't, the Vikings would have a winning record right now and be in playoff spot. Aaron Jones, 120 yards receiving. Bo Melton, 6 receptions, 105 yards and a touchdown. Ty Chandler, 10 carries for 40 yards. And Justin Jefferson, 5 receptions, 59 yards. So that was Monday night or Sunday night. Yeah, Sunday night? I can't remember. What even is today? Tuesday, yeah. So Sunday Night Football. That was a mess. But that's the NFL recap, guys. Hopefully you all enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe. I'm out, guys. Peace.